Are you getting ghosting on your tumblers? Let me show you how I wrap my tumblers for a tumbler press. First, I printed my design on my Epson F170 and I use 125 or 120 sublimation paper. My paper is 8.5 by 11 and my design dimensions are 9.3 by 8.1 inches. I only trim the two sides of the paper, leaving the top and bottom uncut. I trim one side as close to the design as possible and then leave a small bit of white on the other side. Now lay down the print and place the tumbler in the center of the paper. Wrap the paper around the tumbler and pull it as tight as you can. Secure the middle with some heat-resistant tape. You will notice the design is larger than the tumbler. I do this on purpose so I can check the alignment on the edges to make sure my design lines up. Make sure you measure your tumbler and make any design adjustments as necessary. Now starting from the top, add heat-resistant tape along the seam. Make sure you are pulling as tight as you can. I like to overlap the tape and you'll see why I do that later. Some people can do this with just 3 pieces of tape, but I get the best results when I tape all down the seam. Make sure you tape the edges as well. The key is to make sure that tape is as tight as you can get it. There's no difference between the two colors of tape that I'm using here, it's just what I had and I put in my dispenser. Now using a scraper, a credit card, or even your fingernail, apply some pressure along the seams. There are now 2 seams because of the overlap on the paper, so be sure to apply pressure to both. This gets out any air that's trapped underneath the paper. And you want to make sure the paper is as close as possible to the tumbler. Next, I wrap a piece of butcher paper around the tumbler and I secure it with heat tape. This just prevents any ink bleed on my tumbler press. I'm using the HTVRONT Auto Tumbler Press for this one, so my temp is 380 degrees for 70 seconds. When I use my regular tumbler press, the temperature is 356 degrees for 60 seconds. So now we press the tumbler, and then once it's done, we rotate it 180 degrees and press it again. Don't forget to use your heat-resistant gloves for this part. Once the second press is done, we're going to reduce the time to 20 seconds. Pressing just the ends for 20 seconds will help you prevent any ghosting on the edges. This way you can have a full wrap design without any white spaces on the top or bottom. Once it's done, go ahead and remove the paper right away. Removing the paper right away also reduces the chance of ghosting. And this is why I overlap the tape. With just one pull you can take it off easily. Let's check out the results. This is my favorite part. Look at that, no ghosting whatsoever. You can't even find the seam on this design, which is perfect, and there's no ghosting on the top, and there's nothing on the bottom. I do want to remind you that your results may vary, and that may be because there's going to be differences in your printer, your paper, your ink, and your substrates. I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, just drop them below. Thanks for watching.